random number generation. That's something just about everyone's familiar with, and depending on who you ask, it'll be something people either love or hate. And mostly hate. Regardless what you think of it, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I did my time and I went out, so abused and afraid. It doesn't cut, the soul is not so vibrant. The reckoning, the sickening, packaging subversion, pseudo-sacred perversion.
At first, RNG screws you over all the same way, but I found there are actually two ways it does that. Fluid and true RNG. Let's begin with the first one.
There'll be no wedding.
Fluid RNG is when the chances for an outcome change based on the game state. In Mario Kart, the chances for getting the lightning ability increase when players are spread out and decreases when they're tightly packed. Your chances for getting the blue shell increase after the first lap. Actually, every item you get in Mario Kart depends on how far you are from first place. One of Fluid RNG's biggest traits is its flexibility, allowing changes to be made on the fly. However, the same can't be said for its counterpart. True RNG, like the name suggests, is RNG that doesn't change. Hero, from Super Smash Bros., is a very wacky character. See, he has a lot of RNG in his kit, especially in his smash attacks, that have a 1 in 8 chance to critically strike. See, because there's nothing you can do about it, no way to predict it, it can be the more frustrating to deal with. This frustration can cause people to see RNG in things that aren't actually RNG. Now, there's a third kind of RNG I neglected to mention called pseudo RNG. I didn't talk about it because it's not actually random. It may look random, but it's just an illusion. It's all in your head. In Mario Party, especially the older ones, you could manipulate the dice to get whatever number you wanted. Now, I'll admit, it took a bit of skill, and you had to pay attention closely to it, but if you were good enough at it, you could just completely rule out RNG entirely in that game. You see, that's the problem with pseudo RNG. Because it's not actually random, it removes any need for strategy. Now, the main reason why people hate RNG is because they think they have no control over it. But what people still have control, or what people forget they have control over, is their response. You see, good uses of RNG is when the game gives you an opportunity to succeed rather than fail. Like, let's take every single item in Mario Kart, for example. Every single item is used to make every race feel as close as possible. Actually, items are added, removed, or reworked depending on how players interact with them. Hero isn't dependent on RNG like most people think. You see, Hero is still a zoner with high damage, and all of his RNG are chances to succeed. Mr. Game & Watch has a similar design philosophy, with him being a zoner or a defensive character that has RNG in his side special for just random shenanigans, or just, he's not a good character with it, nor is he a bad one without it. In fact, random crits were added to Team Fortress 2 as a way to teach new players about momentum. Now, honestly, I respect the developers for adding this to the game, but that's not really their job to teach players about that, and it wasn't really that effective to teaching players about momentum. I mean, yeah, they're funny, but if you can't figure out how to take advantage of, well, your advantages, that's what we call a skill issue. In the end, RNG is going to be a frustrating thing to deal with, and it's not going to get much better in time. But if you play your cards right, eventually you will master something that's consistently inconsistent. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you want to see more.